Africa, a continent that beats to the rhythm of football. For decades, football has been the heartbeat of our nations, uniting us in joy and creating lasting memories. And at the center of it all, the Africa Cup of Nations, Afcon, stands proud as football's flagship product on our beloved continent. In the 33 years of the Afcon's existence, never have any of the East African countries hosted the tournament. We have a chance to change that narrative and prove to the continent and the world that East Africa is indeed a sporting destination with world-class facilities and a citizenry that is more than willing to welcome the rest of the continent to Africa's biggest showpiece.
It is an absolute delight for the Africa Cup of Nations to come to East Africa for the first time ever.
Sasa ni wakati wetu. Tujipange, tufanye maandalizi ya ukweli, maandalizi thabiti ili kuhakikisha kwamba Afcon 2027 inakuwa ya mafanikio zaidi kuliko Afcon yoyote ile.
The president was very categorical that the time is now that government is going to invest more money into sports stadium and infrastructure. And I want to assure the country we will have another additional facility ready as per what bid we submitted to the Confederation of African Football.
The Pamoja bid presented Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda a unique chance to establish a base that will benefit the future citizens and the region as a whole. The hosting of Afcon 27 will produce numerous opportunities for the East African citizens at different stages throughout this period from 2023 to 2027. The Afcon 27 and preparation phase requires significant resources for the construction industry and all the industries that support it. But it is not just about construction. It is also about continuity of all the amenities and their future contribution to the economy. The hard work and collaboration of the CS Ababu Namwamba of Kenya, Honorable Damas Ndumbaro of Tanzania, and Honorable Peter Ogwang of Uganda for the Afcon 2027 bid paid off finally.
We had put together a bid that ticked every single box required by the Confederation of African Football. I want from the outset to pay very special tribute to our three presidents. President William Samoei Ruto, President Samia Suluhu, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni have been the champions of this bid, and they have led our three countries from the front. So, hongera marais wetu.
On September 27, 2023, the CAF president declared the East Africa Pamoja bid as a host of Afcon 2027 while in Cairo, Egypt.
The country that EXCO has voted for to host the Afcon 2027 is
Kenya, alongside Uganda and Tanzania, under the historic East Africa Pamoja bid, won the rights to host Afcon 2027. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto officially announced the successful bid to a jubilant crowd in Kenya during the official opening of the 2027 Nairobi International Trade Fair on the 27th of September 2023.
Nimepatiwa habari ya kwamba Kenya ikiungana na Uganda na Tanzania tumefaulu kuwa host wa Afcon in 2027.
From the Tsavo National Parks, Amboseli, to the iconic twins of the Masai Mara and Serengeti, the pristine East African beaches to the breathtaking Ruwenzori Mountains and its iconic parks, and the snow-capped Mount Kenya and Mount Kilimanjaro, East Africa offers the world a spectacular experience like no other. Afcon 2027 will come with numerous investments by the private sector, creating demand and boosting the East African economy. From hotels to the entertainment industries, foreign investors will see the potential in East Africa, creating new opportunities for the local population. the residents of the host cities will have modern facilities available post-Afcon 2027. This investment will also pave the way for East Africa to become a host for other global sporting events, reducing costs and increasing revenues.
Oh, that's a strong penalty.
Afcon 2027 is not just about sports, it's about national cohesion. Historically, hosting countries unite behind their teams during these tournaments, showcasing their countries and cultures to the world. It is an opportunity to promote East African integration further.
The ignition for an integrated Africa is East Africa community. This is where we do things together. This is the only region that has a single passport, and we carried our East African passport to that room to argue what other region in Africa can boast of a regional passport. A passport and an arrangement that allows free movement of people, of goods and services. And so, while this tournament is going on, we want to improve mobility across our borders so that you can easily move from Dar es Salaam to Nairobi, from Nairobi to Kampala. We want to bring to fruition the dream of the East African tourist visa, so that once you're given one visa, it becomes one shot for the whole of East Africa. We want to improve air access. Why should it not be possible for you to fly from Kisumu to Entebbe, or easily from Mombasa to Moshi, Arusha? We want to improve that connectivity. We want to improve water transport in Lake Victoria so that people can travel easily between Musoma and Kisumu and Port Bell in Uganda. So this is an incredible opportunity for the bonds of the East African community to become even stronger.
This Afcon is actually going to tighten, widen, and strengthen the integration process. Now I'm very sure we will, by that time, be able to be looking at a single visa for anybody coming into the three countries. So for now, we are looking at even having another tournament, which we call the Chan African Tournament, which is a local championship. We, Uganda, Kenya, is already planning to bid to host a tournament next year.
To honor the special responsibility bestowed upon Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, the three countries are embarking on the preparations for this historic event to ensure a coherent, seamless, safe and extraordinary successful Afcon 2027.
We have a committee which ensures that it continues to inspect what the other partner states are doing for purpose of making sure that we are all moving at par.
To ensure we operate within the timelines issued by CAF, the Ministry of Sports Kenya has organized a 3-day stakeholder retreat from the 6th to 8th of November this year in Kwale County, not only to jointly revisit and celebrate the win together, but also to provide a platform for developing a framework of engagement and a roadmap to guide preparations and hosting the 36th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. Let us host Afcon with pride and show the world the greatness of East Africa. Together, we can achieve greatness. Pamoja.